So I've completed the setup for my assessment. Now I'd like to add questions to this assessment. And as I went through the page and click Save, to the right I can click on the Add Questions link, and it takes me to where I can go to add questions. Of course, I could have gotten there from this pull-down menu as well. So I was prior in setup. Now I can go add questions. And so not all of these questions are self-grading. I'm going to focus on the self-grading questions. And so the first one we will add are the multiple choice questions. So click on the question you want to create. And this first answer choice, this first box is the question prompt. So I will choose something simple, such as choose a letter, and then my possible answers could be A, B, C, and D. Now, just note, this is a rich text editor. So if I wanted to, I could add an image, or I could add mathematical type or font. I could add other symbols. I could add audio or video. So there's a lot of things that I could add to this answer choice. And now I had come up with the spot where I need to choose my correct answer. Let's say the correct answer is D. And I'd like to have my answer choices shuffled. So I'm going to select Shuffle. And the layouts, we can explore how the layouts will look. So for right now, this is the standard layout. I could go a block layout, which I don't know if I like that or not. Or we could go a radio button under the option. I do not like that. So I think typically what I prefer the standard layout, and that's how my answer choices look, and I'll just leave it as that for right now. I could arrange them into perhaps 2 columns if I wanted to. So I could have my answers in 2 columns, but I'll leave them in 1. And of course, you could also add learning objectives. And if you click on the learning objectives, just like in the other assignments, you continue to click and drill down until you find the learning objectives that you want. And then you can confirm and add those. I'd like to see what this question looks like. Let's see. Let's preview the question in the upper right corner. So I can also see if my answer key is correct as well. This is nice. You can't do that in the other test quiz feature. So this is a nice thing in the assessment feature. So I believe the correct answer was D. So if I click on D, it shows me that great, you got 100 out of 100. If I choose any other one, it doesn't show me a score. The students do not necessarily see that. That's just for me. I'll go back and edit this question one more time. Maybe what I'd like to do is I'd like there to be multiple responses. So perhaps I would like both C and D to be my correct answers. When I go back to preview, notice now my check boxes are no longer circles, or radio buttons are now boxes, which is a clue that you can choose more than one, though you might want to add that in your instructions. So when I choose on C and D, I get my correct answer. If I click on D and B, I do not get that notification. When I go back to edit the question, I'm right back to where I started. So that's that, kids. I hope it's helpful.